Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are going to do another episode of Play or Neigh. Basically it involves me playing a game and showing you guys all of the stuff that I like about the game, all of the stuff that's good about the game and what's bad about the game. And it has a requirement, and that requirement is that I would have already played a relatively large amount of the game so that I can in fact give you guys a quote-unquote expert opinion on the game, since I will already have played quite a few hours at least of the game. So today's game is Warhammer Quest. Now this game is, I'll say it right from the beginning, not for everyone. You guys will see when I get into the game. It's a very, I would almost say, how can I say it? Like, you really need to be into these kinds of games, otherwise you will just absolutely despise this game. But I'm pretty open-minded and I look at the game objectively, so yeah, this game isn't really my kind of game, but I will look at the game objectively and give you guys my honest opinion about it. So when we go into the options menu, it's very basic. There's no graphic settings, just resolution, blood, and then music and volume. So that's basically it. First off, the first very large issue that we will have a look at is the fact that this game has a massive amount of additional content that you can buy. Come on. That you can buy. Like, I would almost say a hilarious amount of stuff is not exactly locked in the game, but you can't access it unless you pay for it. So all of these classes, Archmage, Bright Wizard, Dwarf, Troll Slayer, Shadow Warrior, Ogre, Iron God, Warrior Priest and Witch Hunter, you cannot get in the game until you purchase them. And it's £2 for each, so £2 is more than $2. It's quite a fucking lot. If you want to buy the entire game, including all of these, which in my opinion all of these are included in the game, you know, you haven't purchased the entire game until you've purchased all of these. That's how I look at it, because I mean, these are additional content, so it's content that's part of the game. So until you've purchased all of these, then you really haven't experienced all of the stuff that the game has to offer, you know. That's just how I look at it. So the fact that they are withholding, quote unquote withholding, these guys and all of their armor and weapons and all of that from you is frankly a huge disappointment to me. That's already one of the reasons why I don't recommend everyone to play this game. Because if you don't go all out and buy all of these additional packs and shit, then you're not getting the full experience. You can also buy stronger items like region packs. This basically gives you extra quests and extra enemies. This one also, it gives you a bunch of rat enemies and it gives you all new dungeon tile sets and all of that shit. And that's £3. Then you get legendary weapons, which arguably makes this game pay to win, because obviously if you have these fucking weapons, there's nothing more powerful in the game than these legendary weapons, and the only way to acquire these legendary weapons is by purchasing them with the real money. So that makes this game pay to win also. That's another thing that I really don't like about this game. And then you can just basically buy a bunch of more enemies, zombies and skeletons and shit that pop out of the ground randomly. Vampire tile set, which is basically just a tile set with a bunch of blood on it, and zombies and vampires and all of that. So that's basically it. This is all content that you have to pay for in order to get it into your full game, and it's quite upsetting almost to think that if you had all of this content, which in the end it will cost 5, 10, 12, 14, 17, 20, let's call it 24. Basically it will cost £30 of extra content, which if you don't buy all of this, if you don't buy all of the £30 of content, then you're losing out on a massive amount of content. Potentially your game will be twice as long if you buy all of this stuff, you know. Potentially you will have twice the amount of quote-unquote enjoyment and gameplay that you have when you don't buy these. So that's really one of the reasons why I don't really recommend this game to everyone, since not everyone firstly will be into the game, will enjoy the game, and secondly, not everyone will be willing to pay that extra amount for the extra amount of content and the quote-unquote extra enjoyment that they will get from all of that additional content. So, because I assume that you guys will not be purchasing any additional content, I also will be playing it without any additional content. Although I have acquired legendary items through hard work and long hours of playing. Basically these items cost a fucking shitload of money, 5,000 gold, which really is quite a lot. At the beginning, like a potion costs 10 gold, so that just gives you a idea of how valuable gold is in this game. So basically, let me first off start by showing you guys how hindering the fact that you don't have all of the additional heroes is. So you start out with these 4 guys. This guy is a wizard, this guy is kind of a fighter, a two-handed fighter. This guy is a ranger / hunter kind of a guy with a bow and all of that. And this guy is a marauder who basically can use a bow and a shield and a weapon. He's an all-rounder kind of a guy. He's pretty kick-ass. You guys will see once we enter a dungeon. So you basically are limited to these guys. You can't choose any other guys unless you go to the adventurers market and you purchase one of these other guys. So you have to purchase all of these guys. As soon as I click on him, you see it opens the store page. So you only are given 4 euros to go through the entire fucking game unless you purchase one of these guys. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. It's like they give you twice the amount of euros that you get with the game, but you can only get those additional euros once you pay for them. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, how awesome would it be to like get this ogre iron gut, which is like a huge fucking monster type guy, you know, with a huge fucking club. I mean, it's just a little bit ridiculous that they lock the coolest guys for you, you know. This witch hunter also, he uses pistols, and he's the only guy who uses pistols. None of the other classes uses pistols, and that pisses me off even more, because when you are in the dungeons and you're doing your normal playing and all of that, perhaps, oh, here we go, a pistol. So while you're in a dungeon, you will pick up a pistol, like after you defeat a boss or after you complete a quest. You will pick up a pistol, and you can't fucking use that pistol unless you have the witch hunter. You see there, witch hunter. Only the fucking witch hunter can use that. So sometimes as a quest reward you get a pistol. What the fuck can you do with that pistol of the witch hunter but sell it? You have to sell it. There's nothing else you can do with it unless you spent real money and bought the witch hunter. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. I really don't like that. That's one of the things that I am against. Like, really, I will not support a game that does that, like traditionally, that has microtransactions that withhold additional content. I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous. I paid for the game, you know, fucking $12 for the game, and then once you start playing the game, they have an additional £30 worth of stuff that you have to fucking buy. You know, I really don't like that. But okay, yeah, now that you guys know my standpoint about the game's microtransactions and the stuff that I don't like about the game, that's honestly the biggest thing that I don't like about the game. Now that you guys know that and you know my standpoint about that and the huge limitations that microtransaction system brings to the games, I will now continue playing the game as if the microtransaction system never existed. So, this is basically the town interface. All of this is the town interface. This is your heroes. You get the guy, like I said, he uses a bow, and there's my bow. He uses a one-handed sword or a one-handed mace or a one-handed whatever, in addition to his shield. So he's got a shield and a one-hander, and then in addition to that he has a bow. And he's the only guy who can use both bows and melee attacks, except for the ranger. The ranger can also do bows and melee attacks, but he doesn't have a shield. He only has a little shitty elven sword, which really is quite shitty. And then we get the dwarf, which has a huge fucking two-hander. And then we have the wizard. Now, magic in this game works extremely strangely. I've never seen a game work like this, but I will explain it to the best of my abilities once we get into the game. And then this is your inventory, where you just keep all of the stuff that you loot. It is actually quite small. You will see once we get into the dungeon, I constantly throw things away because the inventory is really quite small. Okay, so that is basically the inventory screen. Here is the quote-unquote skills screen. Now, you can't teach your guy new skills per se. They automatically learn these skills once they level up. So there's really no stat points or ability points or a skill tree or nothing like that where you can assign points. They learn everything by themselves. So at level 2 he will automatically learn this. At level 3 he will automatically learn this. So yeah, you get the idea. They just basically go their own way. You can in no way affect a character progression or anything like that. The only thing you can customize about your characters is the inventory and their equipped items and all of that. So the game is pretty basic when it comes to character customization, unfortunately, because I really like character customization. I really like that, to be honest, but yeah, the game is a little bit low on that side. So the Adventurers Guild is where you purchase new heroes, which obviously we're not gonna do. Then there's the market, which you purchase new items, which we're also not going to do right now because I basically have already purchased all of the items at the beginning city. Then you get the training grounds. You can only train your guy once he levels up, so we will wait until one of my guys levels up. And then we get a temple. At the temple you can pray and you can potentially get a blessing. He just got a blessing, which is a thing that you can use once. Once you use it, the warrior gains 3 attack for the remainder of the turn. So if you click on it, only for that turn that you clicked on it, you will gain 3 strength. And it can be only used once through the entire dungeon. So it's a really quite fleeting effect. It's extremely fleeting if you think about it. So far I've made it past quite a few cities. I'm at the 3rd city already. There are a bunch of quests here, like I can do one of these 2 quests right now if I want to, or I can move to this city. Let's do that so that you guys can see actually how expansive the entire game is. Along the side, when traveling, you encounter stuff sometimes, and this is one of the encounters. So we will just say yes, maybe we get a battle or something. Clark is the first to rummage through the garbage, but some minutes searching comes out with nothing. So you find nothing. Sometimes you will get attacked, or you will have an item stolen, or anything like that. So he just got +2 pinning. So that's actually good. That's a good effect. That's also a good effect, I think. Yes, it should be a good effect. That's fine. Okay, so 3 of my guys got +2 pinning. Pinning is a mechanic which I will explain once we get into the dungeon. It won't make any sense if I explain it right now. So we moved from there to here. Now we get presented with new quests over here. And if we move to that city, then we will get new quests over there also. So yeah, you guys get the idea. For each turn, for each city you move to, you get a bunch of new quests. So let's do this quest. It's one of the main quests. You basically get these side quests where you get rewards and all of that, like this is a cape that you will get, shadow scale, and this is a accessory that you will get, which basically you drink once and it will increase your strength and melee attacks and all of that. So let's do this main quest, and I will tell you now, we will only do one quest since this game is extremely not repetitive, but basically once you've done a single quest, it's basically the same thing from there on out. So once you've seen one quest, you've seen them all basically. So this is the map. The background is basically static. It's a static background, and you can zoom in and you can zoom out. And I like to play around about this level, and the game is turn-based, extremely turn-based to be honest. So when you want to move, you click on your guy with a single left click. By the way, I haven't told you guys yet, the left clicks are red and the right clicks are blue, just for your information. I put it that way so that you guys can see more accurately what's going on my interface. So we select our guy, we once click there and we click there again to move there. So basically you double click to move your guy. And we get attacked by 5 giant spiders and 5 giant bats. Now, the thing about encounters is you either encounter a room full of guys or you encounter nothing. And you guys will see a little bit later what I mean about that. So, we will start off by attacking that guy there. Basically, you click once on him to target him, so you can just click once and it will target that guy. Then you click another time to attack that guy. So let's attack him. And we miss, unfortunately. At the bottom left, you will see my armor, the amount of ranged attacks that I have, and the amount of melee attacks that I have. So I have one remaining melee attack. Let's hope that he hits him right now. Okay, and he hit him, and he missed that one. You guys saw there a little thing popped up by the name of Death Blow. Death Blow is something that happens, it doesn't always happen, but it happens quite often when you kill a minion in one hit. So if you kill him with one hit, then you will potentially get another free hit immediately after that, and that hit is immediately executed. So because I got a death hit on that guy, it immediately executed a death blow on this guy, or it attempted to execute a death blow on this guy, but it missed, unfortunately. And yeah, that's another thing. You miss a lot in this game, like a shitload. You will really miss a lot in this fucking game. There I missed a lot again, so yeah, missing is just part of the game. This guy is my ranged guy, so I will move him there, and then I will just try to pick off the guys as far as I can. Miss, that is to be expected. And now I will move there, and I will cast a spell. That spell, unfortunately, okay, let's move him there. The thing about magic, it's a little bit difficult to explain to you guys, but every turn you can think of it as a dice being rolled. The dice will either roll 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or 6. 6 is the maximum. If it rolls 6, then I can cast this spell, or this spell. If it rolls 5, as it has done now, then I can only cast this spell or this spell, since I then don't have enough mana to cast that spell. If it rolls 1, then I can't cast any fucking thing, since I need it to roll at least 2 in order for me to cast this spell, for instance. And there is no mana retention, so if I roll a 6, for instance, and I only cast this spell that costs 2 mana once, then I do not keep 4 mana over into the next turn. I once again start with the amount of mana that is being rolled. So yeah, it's a little bit strange, but it basically builds on the kind of a roll, the dice roll kind of a mechanic, okay, if you can understand that. So I have now moved with all of my guys. This guy can't move, he already attacked once with his bow. This guy can't move, he already attacked. This guy already attacked, and this guy already attacked, so none of them can move, so we will just enter and the opponent's turn will start. So this game is turn-based. I have no problem with turn-based games. I actually quite enjoy turn-based games, to be honest, especially Heroes of Might and Magic. I fucking love Heroes of Might and Magic. Now, this game isn't like Heroes of Might and Magic, since it's not, I don't know, it's not as turn-based, I could almost say. Okay, so these two guys are now frozen in webs. That means they cannot attack and they cannot move, which is pretty shitty since this guy is my strongest guy and he's now immobilized at the front, and this guy can't get to the front. So we will just shoot there, and we will shoot there. Let's hope we hit him. Okay, so we hit him, and we will shoot there. Okay, so we got at least 2 out of the 3 shots that we shot, we got 2 hit. So yeah, that's relatively good. It's a 66% victory there. So you see it rolled 2 just now. So if this guy could have moved right now, then he would only be able to cast Shadow Daggers. He wouldn't be able to cast any of these other spells. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. The mana system is definitely something that you will take a little while to get used to be honest. So basically at this stage all that we can do is we can just burn them down with ranged abilities, since my 2 front guys are frozen and can't do fuck all. And they will stay frozen as long as the fucking spiders attack them. Okay, this is another thing that happened just now. Random encounters. Every few turns, and by every few turns I mean on average 4 turns up until maybe 6 turns. Anywhere between 4 turns or 6 turns, there will be a random encounter. That basically means that you just fucking get attacked by minions out of nowhere. Monsters will just pop out of nowhere and start attacking you. And they spawn just wherever the fuck they want. So, this guy is now surrounded by 2 guys. Because he is surrounded by 2 guys, he is pinned and he cannot move until those guys around him are killed. So that's basically what pinned means. So as soon as I kill this guy, I should then no longer be pinned. So let's just click on this guy, and he's no longer pinned. You will see there at the side pinned, like these guys should be pinned, or at least if they weren't webbed then they would be pinned, but yeah, you get the idea. You get pinned if you are surrounded by 2 or more guys. So luckily only 2 of the guys spawned on this side and the rest spawned on that side, so I guess that is acceptable. So I will try to kill these fucking spiders if I can, since their webbing is getting a little bit irritating right now. Unfortunately, spiders are quite overpowered in this game, since they basically have a constant stun. They stun you fucking constantly and there's nothing you can do about it. I have gotten into a situation previously where I was facing a bunch of spiders and the spiders just kept my party frozen throughout the battle. They basically just froze, fucking webbed me constantly, and I ended up dying, since you are in a state of perpetual stun. Constantly, you can't do fuck all, you're just stunned constantly, and if all 4 of your guys are stunned, then obviously you're going to die, and that is what happened. So potentially, in my opinion, spiders need to be nerfed in this game. Spiders are way too fucking powerful, really. It's quite hilarious how powerful they are. So you guys see there at the side, 0 was rolled, so this turn I can't do anything. I can't basically do any magic, unfortunately. And luckily this guy is no longer webbed, since I killed his spider, the guy that was webbing him constantly. So now I can finally move this guy away. He's on 1 fucking HP unfortunately, but he should be able to regain it back again. And then I basically just take out the rest of the guys, which should go down pretty smoothly, since as long as these 2 warriors are out in front, they deal a crap load of damage. They are my 2 most powerful guys, these 2 warriors. They can deal with groups of enemies very easily, most of the times. So, okay, so it rolled a 5 just now, so now I can heal myself. I can use Healing Mist to heal myself. If it rolls anything lower than a 5, then I cannot heal myself at all. So yeah, that's pretty shitty. And miss, and with this guy, at least I hit. So, at the end of a battle, after you've completed the battle, you get loot. And I get a potion, I get a reptile eye, and that's it. So basically for that entire battle, I got a potion and a reptile eye. So, yeah, basically you guys see that battles take quite long for each and every battle. And to be honest, there's a few balancing issues, I would almost say. Let me just drink this potion. There you go. And then after you've drunk a potion, you need to re-equip the potion again. So, because it gets used out of your inventory, basically. So, there definitely are a few balancing issues in my opinion. I mean, if you go up against four spiders, potentially those 4 spiders can kill your entire fucking party, because they just basically keep you stun locked. You can't do shit. They just keep you stun locked constantly. And I mean, that's a little bit unfair. You can be the strongest character in the entire game with the most legendary items and all of that, and you can get fucking pooned by a little old spider that's just constantly stun locking you. So I'm really not keen on that. It's quite a oversight on the developers' side, in my opinion. I mean, you can't make spiders that powerful to be able to kill any fucking hero in the entire game. You can be level 300 if you want to, and it wouldn't help you against these fucking spiders because they just stun lock you constantly. So apart from that little bad thing, the other bad thing that I don't like about the game is the magic. Obviously, the magic really works awkwardly. Like, my wizard most of the time just fucking stands there, because if it rolls anything lower than a 5, then I can't do shit with my mage. It has to roll a 6, then at least I can shadow bolt. And if it doesn't roll a 5, then I can't heal. And the shadow daggers is a melee technique, so I have to fucking send my wizard into battle. I mean, that's retarded to send your wizard into battle. So yeah, I don't know. It's just really the oversights in the combat regarding the spiders, and then also the magic system of this game. I don't know. It's just really massive oversights, which make, firstly, it makes you very afraid of spiders, because as soon as you face a spider, you're gonna get fucking webbed. Luckily, he missed there. And secondly, it makes the wizard class basically fucking useless. And it almost forces you to buy one of the other classes, one of the clearly more powerful classes, since you so desperately want to replace your shitty wizard, because the wizard really is shitty. You definitely want to fucking do something about your wizard, because most of the time he can't do shit, you know. He can't fucking do any techniques or anything, because the spells are rolled lower than a 5, you know. It's pretty shitty. So there I did a death blow on all of them. Potentially, if you're surrounded by guys and you get the death blow, potentially you can constantly get the death blow on all of the guys surrounding you, and you can kill all of the guys surrounding you in one turn. But that's like the dream. So just now there was another encounter. Like I said, encounters happen every 4 to 6 turns, whereby there will just constantly be a shitload of guys spawning around you. So you guys see there just now, this fucking guy killed 5 guys in one turn. I almost wanted to say 6 because it would have hit that guy, but I realized it's probably going to miss, since the miss chance in this game is more than 50% for some fucking reason. I don't know why it is so much, but yeah, I don't know why the spiders are so fucking imba either. So there's a bunch of stuff in this game that I really don't know why that is. But anyway, I guess it's one of those things where you just have to fucking accept it as part of the game. So anyway, you guys saw this fucking guy taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with one fucking turn, and that's quite hilarious. That death blow thing happens quite often, and if you are lucky enough for your guy to not fucking miss constantly, then potentially you can actually do quite a bit of damage with your guys, because it's quite a big difference between missing constantly and fucking getting a death blow on 5 guys. In some matches I found it where you fucking miss like constantly, and you just end up losing the game, you end up losing the battle because you just fucking missed. I mean, I can use that spider that was there just now as an example. I missed him 6 times. Fucking 6 times. I mean, what the hell is going on that you can actually miss a guy 6 times? Like, the game doesn't have accuracy, you know, you can't stack accuracy at all. Like, for instance, if you look at the stats or anything, like, there's fucking no stats, you know, you don't see any stats here. There's no kind of a stats or anything like that, you know, you can't set your stats or anything. Here there's no stats either, you just basically have your weapons, you know, you just have your weapons. Your weapons don't show accuracy or nothing like that. It's not like it is dependent on accuracy or dexterity or any of those traditional methods of determining your hit ratio or your accuracy ratio, you know. It shows here movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, melee skill, range attacks and pinning. So where the fuck is the thing that determines how much you miss? I mean, because clearly if you miss one thing 6 times, then clearly there's something fucking wrong. And I mean, my fucking characters are level 3 and I've legendary weapons, so what more can I do? You know, what more can I do to improve my hit ratio or my hit chance? There's fucking nothing that you can do in this game to increase your hit chance. You just basically have to roll with the punches. Sometimes you miss a shitload, sometimes you don't miss a shitload. It's just the roll of the dice. Like, literally, it's the roll of the dice. You can't do anything about it. So yeah, it's pretty shitty. I don't like it very much, the fact that you miss, because more often than not your opponents don't miss that much. I mean, you guys saw when I was fucking pinned down by all of those spiders a few rounds ago. They fucking hit me each and every turn. They just web the fucking whole time. And I mean, that's pretty ridiculous for your opponents to have such a massive amount of advantage. You know, you're constantly missing, they're constantly hitting. I mean, where is the fairness in the game? Where are the actual fucking mechanics in the game which determine accuracy and all of that? I just really don't understand it. But okay, that's a part of the game. We have to accept that it is a part of the game. You can't do nothing about the fucking accuracy in the game, so you just basically have to accept it and hope that you don't get screwed over. You just basically have to hope that your opponent gets screwed over the most, and that you don't die due to constantly getting the bad rolls and the bad rolling of the hit chance, you know? Like here, I've already missed the spider like fucking 4 times. Okay, luckily there I hit, so that's pretty cool. For some reason I now don't have a ranged attack. I'm supposed to have a ranged attack and 3 melee attacks each and every turn, but okay, for some reason my ranged attack got taken away there. I have no fucking idea. There's another miss. Lovely. I like missing. And let's take the wizard in. The wizard luckily has a legendary sword, so he really doesn't have much of a problem dealing with minions either. It's just the fact that he has such a low fucking amount of HP that actually fucks him over. He's got a really low amount of HP. And there it rolled 6, you see, so I can now at least heal a little bit. So then basically we finished with that room. We just turn around and go to the next room. So yeah, that's basically the game. You just continue moving around in the dungeon, moving from room to room. Roughly every third room, or sometimes every second room, has guys inside of them. So this room had guys on it. This place had nothing. This room had guys in it. This place had nothing. This room had guys in it. So it basically continues like that throughout. Sometimes you will find 2 or 3 rooms with absolutely fuck all inside of them. So yeah, I guess it's just a little bit of RNG possibly, where sometimes you find stuff, sometimes you find nothing. So there's another miss, and let's see if this one misses. Okay, another miss, that's fine. 3 fucking misses in a row, but yeah, what can you really do about it? Like I said, I have no fucking idea how this game like constitutes the miss chance or the hit chance. I don't know if it's just completely fucking random. It seems to be completely fucking random, which really makes no sense. Why would you make a game with absolutely no structure to the hit chance or the miss chance? I mean, that just really doesn't make any sense. It boggles my mind, but okay, I guess we have to accept it. So this guy is pinned now, so firstly I will try to attack with this guy. And he hits, and then he should hit this one also, that's good. And then we hit again, okay, that was a miss. We will hit again here, and he luckily hit him, so that's good. So then we just take out the spiders, as many as what we can. Miss, and a miss. I'm at fucking point blank rage, but I still miss, so yeah, I really don't understand that. But okay, I'm gonna stop bitching about the hit chance and the miss chance from now on. I think I already made my point enough to you guys, where to the fact where there's absolutely no fucking structure to anything, and I don't have an idea, you guys don't have an idea. We'll just fucking play the game and pray for it to hit. Okay, end turn. So this is, I think, the last room. Let me just see. After this battle I should be able to see if it's the last room. Fucking hell, and there's another random encounter. Like I said, every 3 turns, maybe 4 or 5 turns, you get a random encounter where fucking guys just pop around you and you have to deal with them. You have no choice, you just have to deal with it. You can't do shit basically, so I just hope this guy can take care of it. Okay, he took care of it pretty good. And I have to defend my frail guys at the back, so I have to try my best to keep these guys off my fucking wizard and my ranger. Okay, death blow, that's good. Okay, that's also pretty good, but not awesome. I was hoping that it would deal 5 damage, since these goblins just have 5 HP. And okay, there we go. That dealt with them relatively efficiently. But sometimes really this spawning thing where the guys spawn behind your guys can really screw you over. You will shit your pants sometimes, because they will spawn a boss, like sometimes a giant spider, like this one that I had to kill, spawns like right behind at your weak guys, you know, your weakest ranged guys, and your wizard fucking spawns right next to them, and they simply cannot deal with it, because you cannot use ranged attacks when a minion is right against you, and you cannot use Shadow Bolt when he is right against you. So you're basically screwed when that happens. It's pretty fucking hilarious. So that aside, we have now completed the dungeon. The leveling system in this game, however, I really like. I wish more games would use this kind of a leveling system. Basically, the leveling system rewards the guys who did the most kills. So you can obviously see that Clark the mighty up there has killed the most guys. He's killed a shitload of guys. So he gets the most XP. He gets 3040. This guy killed a few, he gets 1000. This guy killed 4, he gets 300. And this guy killed a few, and he also healed. By the way, you also get experience for healing. So that's also another thing that I really like about the leveling up system, is that at least your support classes who really won't get a lot of kills, at least they get XP from assisting your team by healing. So that's at least one thing that I like about the healing system, about the leveling system. Also, it's pretty competent in that your support classes don't get fucking left behind simply because they cannot deal damage to minions very efficiently. So this guy leveled up, so at least I am able to show you guys the leveling up system quickly. So after the quest, after doing a quest, you get a bunch of items and gold. Here I got a legendary ring, which you will only use once, and that one time it will deal 5 to 30 damage, and then the ring will break. So it's a once-off, one-use ring, basically an item, and you just use it once and it deals 5 to 30 damage to a single minion. So it's really not an awesome ring, because if you think about it, my Clark guy hits for 18 damage. So it's basically 2 hits that you get for free, which isn't really awesome. And you spend your entire turn when using an item, so it's really only as if you gain 1 hit instead of 2 hits. So this guy has now leveled up. We go to the training grounds, we click on train, and you can't do shit. You basically just wait and see what you get. And his health increased from 12 to 16, and his power stone, which is the reserve that he has, increased from 0 to 9, which is pretty good. And he learned a teleport skill. So basically he's still as useless as he always was. He can't deal any low damage spells, unfortunately, which is obviously what I would have wanted. Since potentially if he had like a 3 mana cost spell, then at least I can use the 3 mana cost spell when the mana is rolled on 3, you know. But at the moment, my only damaging spell that I have is a fucking 6 spell. So unless it rolls 6, which it almost fucking never does, then I can't use any damaging spells, which is pretty shitty if you ask me. So that's basically the game, guys. That's basically all that you fucking do. You visit the market every now and then. You buy new items for yourself. You buy new potions for yourself. You equip your guys. Your guys' inventory is relatively small. They can only take 4 uncommon, 4 common, and 4 rare items. That's fucking all they can take. And bandages and potions are included in that, so that's pretty shitty. One of the bandages actually takes up the exact same space as what a 2-handed axe would take up. So yeah, that pretty much sucks. Sometimes you are left to choose between a fucking weapon and a bandage. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, that is the character system. As I said here, these are all of your skills. You cannot learn any skills by yourself. You only learn them when you level up, and you cannot choose any skills, you cannot choose any attributes, fucking nothing like that. So character customization basically comes down to just what you can equip on your hero. You can't do any other character customization, unfortunately. And then you just basically go around from town to town to town doing quests, exactly like the one that I did just now. So far, each and every fucking quest was that you just have to clear the entire dungeon. That's what each and every quest is. Each and every one of these, you go into the dungeon, kill everything in the dungeon. As soon as you killed the last thing, then you've completed the dungeon, and that little dialogue pops up and it shows you what you've killed, and you gain your XP and you move on to the next quest. So that's basically fucking it. If you guys want my opinion on the animation, I will show you the fucking animation. It's relatively weak ass, to be honest. I know that not all animation in all games can be like fucking Blizzard Games' animation, but I mean, look at this animation. It's very pixely. I mean, you guys should even be able to see on the YouTube video. It's very pixely and not really high quality. There is zero voice acting in the game, absolutely no voice acting. Basically what you see of your heroes is just this fucking portrait. You don't see anything else, it's just this portrait. The details of the weapons are very basic. I mean, this is a fucking legendary weapon. You would expect it to fucking glow and shimmer and all of that shit, but it doesn't. It's just this fucking icon here with a small little description. Small and compact, the short bow is the best at taking care of smaller targets, and that's fucking what it says, nothing else. So really the bare minimum almost was done on the entire game as far as I am concerned, and it would certainly be pretty entertaining if you could potentially have gotten some of these other heroes, because at the moment I only have 4 heroes, and this fucking Marius the Wanderer is a piece of shit. He really, all that he does is he heals. Sometimes, only on the turns that he rolls a 5 mana or a 6 mana, I use him to heal. The rest of the time, he's not even in the fucking battles. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. And yeah, it would have been pretty fucking awesome if I could have maybe gotten the Archmage or maybe Ogre Iron Gut, but you have to fucking pay for them. And I have a strict policy of not paying for any fucking microtransactions in games. I fucking hate microtransactions. Even in like Hearthstone, I've never paid for a single fucking thing on Hearthstone with real money. Everything that I've got is just from in-game currency that you build up. Like this. I fucking bought the legendary items with gold, in-game gold, fucking nothing else, you know. So it's really a little bit sucky that they almost force you to buy their shitty microtransactions, since I would obviously be doing much better in the dungeons if I had a competent fucking hero. But this fucking Marius the Wanderer does bugger all. He only heals sometimes in the dungeons. If I had a guy that could actually fucking bring something to the team, you know, like that could actually deal damage at least and all of that, then I would obviously do much better in the game and in the dungeons. But with this piece of shit Marius the Wanderer, you can't do shit. And that's very upsetting, since it really forces you to buy one of these other heroes just to replace the shitty Marius the Wanderer. And that's one of the reasons why I do not like the game very much. I do look at it objectively. The game is turn-based, so it will definitely appeal to turn-based people who like turn-based games. I like turn-based games like Heroes of Might and Magic, for instance, but this is one turn-based game that I just cannot overlook. The relatively shitty art, I mean, this art really isn't high quality. The relatively shitty animations that they have, I mean, this video, it's very pixely, very low quality, to be honest. And yeah, the microtransactions are just too overwhelming in the game. You really cannot avoid but be pissed off about the fact that you are almost forced to buy the microtransactions, and fucking everywhere they force it down your throat. In the menu, additional content. If you go into the game, fucking it opens the store. Additional content. Fucking buy our additional content. They fucking constantly say, buy our additional content. Buy our additional content. You know, so you're kind of misled by paying the $12 or whatever in the store for the game. And then once you get into the game, you get it installed and everything, you have to spend another £30, which is like $40 about, for the additional content. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous, to be honest. So yeah, that is why in the end, with everything considered, I do not recommend that you play this game. This game is definitely a nay. I would have potentially said that this game is a play, that you should play this game if the additional content was either much cheaper, because really £30 is way too much. If the additional content was much cheaper, I would have potentially considered giving this game the thumbs up, but really the additional content that you lose out on, because you really do lose out on all of that additional content, all of those maps, all of those heroes, all of those fucking weapons, if you don't buy it, that's like additional content that the developers spent time making and spent time doing, and you fucking lose out on it. And they force you to buy it after you've already paid for the game. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. Why didn't they just spend time making free content that you can add to the game and fucking make the purchase price of the game $15 or $17, just a little bit more? That would constitute a fair game. But no, they want to be fucking unfair, and they want you to pay, in the end of the day, $50 fucking for a game which maybe is only worth $10. I mean, this is a fucking short game. The animations are subpar. There's no voice acting. It's really a subpar game, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. I hope I satisfied you guys by showing you everything that's wrong with the game, everything that I like about the game, which, to be honest, there's not many. And yeah, so that's basically it, guys. I do not recommend that you play this game. This game is definitely a nay. So that's it for this episode, guys. Check out my channel for more of these episodes and a bunch of other game content also. So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.